This quiet revolution in Ankara office wear is not happening in isolation. It is driven by a growing recognition within African fashion communities that modesty, size inclusivity, and cultural heritage deserve a seat at the table in both design studios and corporate boardrooms. For decades, plus-size women were often neglected by mainstream designers, relegated to ill-fitting garments that neither flattered nor inspired confidence. But the year 2025 marks a new era, one where the fashion needs of curvy professionals are not just acknowledged but celebrated through careful design choices that combine tradition with modern elegance. In this renewed focus, the Ankara fabric plays a central role as more than just a textile. It becomes a symbol of empowerment, identity, and the beauty of African craftsmanship. Plus-size women wearing Ankara in the office are not simply making a fashion statement. They are affirming their presence, value, and contribution to both cultural continuity and professional excellence. Each blouse with a high neckline, each skirt with precise tailoring, each sleeve sewn with care, speaks of a woman who knows her worth and expresses it with grace. Designers are leaning into this momentum by creating collections that avoid excess while embracing detail. Gone are the flashy ruffles, oversized embellishments, and daring cutouts of past trends. Instead, the 2025 Ankara office look for plus-size women centers on restraint and harmony. The cuts are tailored yet forgiving, with darts and seams placed to enhance shape without constriction. Necklines are raised deliberately, not only for modesty but to elongate the upper body and lend a regal carriage to the wearer. This style move reflects both fashion intelligence and cultural consideration. Sleeves have become the unsung heroes of the new modest office wardrobe. Far from being an afterthought, they are now a focal point of design innovation. Cap sleeves are softened with layering, three-quarter sleeves are trimmed with bias-cut cuffs, and full-length sleeves incorporate inverted pleats for gentle structure. Ankara prints are used strategically, florals cascading along the sleeves, geometric lines leading the eye upward, and monochrome sections offering breathing space amidst the vibrancy. This balance between boldness and subtlety is where the magic happens, particularly for mature plus-size women who want elegance without flash. The tailoring of Ankara office wear is also increasingly informed by ergonomic and climate-aware design. As many African countries face tropical or humid conditions, breathable linings and natural cotton bases are integrated into the construction of these garments. Designers are paying close attention to airflow, comfort, and flexibility. Loose cuts at the hemline allow for movement, while gussets and bias seams around the arms ensure the sleeves remain flattering and functional throughout a busy workday. The attention to such details shows a clear shift toward prioritizing the wearer's real-life needs. Style influencers, particularly on social media platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, are playing a major role in showcasing how to wear Ankara office fashion with class and creativity. Mature plus-size content creators are leading this wave, offering styling tips, mix-and-match ideas, and showcasing custom looks that embody elegance. They demonstrate how a modest Ankara blouse with a high neckline can be paired with a sleek A-line skirt for a board meeting, or how a kimono-sleeved Ankara jacket can serve as both a fashion piece and a corporate layer during presentations. Additionally, many of these influencers are consciously rejecting the fast fashion model and turning to sustainable, small-scale artisans. This slow fashion approach is not only environmentally responsible, it also supports African economies and places value back into local skills. For plus-size women who have spent years altering store-bought clothes or settling for limited options, the rise of made-to-measure Ankara office wear is deeply empowering. Each garment is a collaboration between designer and client, crafted with intention and worn with pride. Women in leadership positions across industries, from banking to education, from politics to the creative arts, are embracing this movement not as a trend but as a statement. It sends a message to younger plus-size women entering the workforce. You do not have to diminish your culture or your silhouette to be taken seriously. You do not have to hide your shape to be seen as professional. You do not have to wear black to blend in. You can wear color, print, structure, and elegance, and still command the room. In educational and financial institutions where dress codes remain formal, modest Ankara pieces offer the perfect balance between professionalism and personal flair. A high-necked blouse in navy and gold Ankara with straight elbow-length sleeves can be tucked into a wine-colored pencil skirt, worn with low kitten heels and pearl studs. For casual Fridays, a middle-length Ankara dress with a boat neckline and gentle puff sleeves can be worn with a slim belt and minimal jewelry. Each combination demonstrates versatility, how one fabric, when carefully designed, can suit multiple moods and meetings. Another important dimension to this fashion evolution is the mental and emotional well-being of the women who wear these clothes. Numerous studies and personal testimonials affirm that what we wear impacts how we feel, how we interact with others, and how confident we are in expressing ourselves. When a plus-size woman enters an office feeling beautiful, well-dressed, and culturally rooted, her performance and presence reflect that. Ankara, in this way, becomes not just a fabric but a confidence tool, a form of quiet self-assurance woven into every sleeve and seam. The garment production process itself is also evolving. Tailors and seamstresses are using advanced pattern drafting techniques to adapt Ankara prints to plus-size dimensions without distorting motifs or overwhelming the wearer. This attention to scale is crucial. What may work on a size 8 frame may not translate gracefully onto a size 18 body unless the pattern is adjusted thoughtfully. Designers are now mapping the placement of prints in a way that complements body contours, placing vertical stripes along the center, diagonals at the waist, and florals on sleeves or hems to create a balanced aesthetic. In countries like Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, and South Africa, fashion schools and workshops are beginning to offer modules focused on plus-size tailoring and modest design. This formal education initiative signals a long overdue shift in how the industry views plus-size fashion, not as an afterthought or niche market, but as a central and permanent category deserving of full design expertise. Emerging designers are being taught to see the fuller figure not as a limitation, but as an opportunity to explore curves, structure, and fabric behavior in new and dynamic ways. The international market is also taking notice. Diaspora fashion houses are importing Ankara collections from Africa, particularly those that offer elegant cuts, high necklines, and polished sleeves for plus-size professionals in cities like London, New York, and Toronto. These women, often working in corporate or administrative sectors, are wearing their heritage proudly in the form of tailored Ankara pieces that challenge Western notions of office fashion. They are not just dressing for work, they are representing the vibrancy and intelligence of African womanhood in professional spaces abroad. Throughout 2025, several fashion expos, including Lagos Fashion Week, Accra Style Summit, and Nairobi Modest Wear Showcase, will be spotlighting collections specifically created for plus-size and modest markets. These platforms are finally giving stage time to the unsung heroes of the fashion world, designers who create everyday elegance for real women with real bodies and responsibilities. We can expect to see even more innovation in sleeve structure, neckline finishing, and creative Ankara pairings that prove modesty and fashion are not only compatible but inspiring together.